Airbus is formally entering the next era, saying goodbye to the A380 with the inauguration of a new final assembly line in Toulouse, France. The site where the Airbus A380 was built for many years has been repurposed to allow for a new Airbus aircraft to be produced there. That is none other than the much smaller A321neo, creating not only hundreds of new jobs, but utilizing space that was no longer used since production ceased on the gigantic aircraft. Airbus announced, as you probably would recall, in 2019 that it would end production of the A380 in the coming years. That very production would eventually cease towards the end of 2021, when the final unit was delivered to Emirates. And since then, the facility in which the A380 was produced has remained empty, awaiting repurposing. And if there's anything you know about the aviation industry, is there's no time to waste. It's an industry that never sleeps. So having a massive space with no real use does present opportunity, but also the need to get something done quickly. The new final assembly line, or FAL more simply, will aid Airbus significantly as it looks towards meeting demand seen in the narrow-body market, especially for an aircraft type like the A321neo and the associated variants. And with these new variants, they can be unrivaled in the middle of the market sector. The current CEO of Airbus said the inauguration of this new A321-capable final assembly line in Toulouse represents another milestone in modernizing our global industrial system. This FAL will contribute to the continuing production rate ramp-up to 75 A320 family aircraft per month in 2026, while meeting the increased demand for the A321s, which currently represents around 60% of the total A320 family backlog. Airbus has been aided significantly by fierce competitor, but also equally important manufacturer Boeing not moving ahead with their own middle-of-the-market airliner. Or, if we're being completely upfront, just no new airplane until the 2030s. Airbus now can meet all available demand, really unrivaled, and as such, increase the overall output to meet this for the broader A320neo family, and specifically that A321, which could include the base Neo variant, the LR for long range, or the upcoming extra long range, the XLR. The FAL started operations at the end of 2022 when Airbus saw the delivery of the first fuselage sections. However, it is now moving ahead with the full rollout of the first aircraft they're hoping to achieve by the end of this year. And between now and 2025, which shockingly isn't that far away, the plane maker will significantly ramp up operations. Being able to repurpose an existing space is incredibly beneficial to Airbus, and in a way, lessens the blow of the shortened production life for the world's largest passenger plane. It doesn't change the fate of the A380 and what it suffered, but it means at the very least they can use that space to their advantage for future decades. According to many, well, the A380 was just launched maybe at the wrong time, and many people saying it was too late. Using the space now for an excelling plane is only set to be a smart decision. In a way, this is also a formal goodbye to the Airbus A380. Yes, the plane is still currently flying, and very much part of the manufacturer. That can be highlighted following recent wing cracking accelerating on some customers' units, so now some A380s have headed back to Airbus HQ so the manufacturer can inspect them and look to fix it. But in terms of its presence at the factory, one could say that the final assembly line for the 380 was really the last piece that indicated the presence actively of the type. And now with that gone and being replaced with a new one, well, it's the end of an era, but an exciting new one nonetheless. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments, and as always, a very warm thank you for your support. Even if the channel isn't quite where it used to be, I'm glad some of you do still enjoy watching the content on a frequent basis. Do take care, like I always say, be safe, and I'll see you next time.